My name is Hannah, and this is my beauty budget. Hello everybody! Hi! I am finally filming the video about the things that I purchased with my budget in May. I usually film this one a little bit earlier in the month, but everything has been topsy-turvy lately, as everybody knows at this point. So it's happening now. I'm doing it now. I'm going to let you know what I bought in May, and I always really enjoy this video. It's kind of like a traditional haul, but interlaced with all of my musings about all of my feelings about being on a budget, and also somewhat of a review video at this point because I report after the end of the month. So at this point I've had and have been using all of these products for several weeks, products and items. So I can tell you how they're performing and how I feel about having spent some of my precious budget on them. I am experiencing right now heretofore untraveled realms of grunginess on the eyes. It was like a repair job on top of some glitter because my eye was leaking really badly, and I used this Kiko long-lasting shadow stick that was sent to me by a subscriber from Germany, and I cannot believe how amazing it is. It's like very oil spill, messy. It's number 46. It just looks like an innocuous eyeshadow stick, just like any other eyeshadow stick, but then when you open it and look at it, I don't know, I hope you'll be able to see. It's super oil slick iridescence. I'm gonna do like a serious swatch here on the back of my hand. Oh, I don't know if the camera will even be able to interpret it, how special it is. I am very impressed. I'm almost never able to repair like a very, very badly bleeding watery eye, but I was able to do it with that product. But I was only able to do it because I went for this extremely grungy, blown out, kind of creamy, messy, greasy eye look. But I don't know, isn't that my thing? Aren't we into this? We're rolling with the punches. Let's go ahead and get into the meat of the video. So I started May with a pretty robust budget. I had $60.59 left over from the month before, so I had $260.59, and I was pretty sure for most of the month that I wasn't going to spend even most of it. At the beginning of the month, I can't believe this now, because if you watch my check-in, you know that I had a crazy topsy-turvy month and a total return to all of my really bad overspending and over-shopping behaviors. Not overspending because I didn't spend over my budget, but as you will find out, I spent pretty much the whole budget, and I ended up spending more than I expected to and buying more things than I expected to. But at the beginning of the month, I felt really zen. I was like, well, there's nothing I really need, there's nothing I really want. And I took an extremely mature, in retrospect, approach to it. I decided that it was finally time for me to buy a wallet. If you've been following me since close to the beginning, you will remember that I had my beautiful Hobo Lauren wallet stolen about halfway through, maybe less than, no, it was less than halfway. It was like a couple months into my no-buy year. And I wasn't able to replace it because that just didn't fall within the rules of my no-buy. I had other much less beautiful kind of subpar pouches and zipper things that I was able to use as wallets for the rest of the year. And then it turned out that Joe had this spare phone case wallet type of thing that he was able to give me. I used basically a phone case that opened and shut as a wallet all the way up until last month. And I didn't love it. I didn't love anything about it, but I was using it because I had it, and I didn't want to buy a cheap wallet just to have an improvement over that one. I didn't want to buy a wallet until I was ready to buy the one that I would truly love. And I wanted the Hobo Lauren wallet. It's a specific bifold wallet that snaps open on both sides. I'll either insert a picture or I will link the Lauren wallet down below. It's, I think, Hobo's best-selling wallet, and it comes in all of these beautiful different leathers, and I wanted a glamorous, unique Hobo wallet, like either one in that iridescent gold, shiny silver, or python print leather, which is what the one that was stolen from me was, or the hair on hide, the pony hair one that I saw come out last year. I really loved that one. I was hoping to buy one of those either on Poshmark or on eBay. So at the beginning of the month, I started looking. I had my whole budget to spend, and I hoped not to spend my whole budget, but I was willing to dole out a bit of coin for a beautiful, perfect wallet because I really didn't feel like I had many other things that I needed to save my budget for. But when it came down to it, the only ones that I could find that were in good enough condition for me, because I really wanted pretty much like new condition. These wallets hold up pretty well, but I didn't want to buy one that was like kind of grimy. I wanted it to be pretty much like new. And I really wanted to truly love the leather. I didn't want to just settle for like an okay one that just happened to be the right price and the right condition. And when it came down to it, during the period of time that I was looking, I couldn't find one for less than like 90 bucks. So I found a really gorgeous gold one I would have loved to have. I found a really gorgeous tiger print one I would have loved to have. And I found the hair on hide that I had lusted after before, and they were all between $90 and like $120 secondhand. I mean, this was like the resale price. The Lauren wallets have a very high resale price because they're so beloved and they're so coveted. And as I searched and searched, I started to think that maybe I could go outside of my original idea of what I wanted. And I started looking at wallets that were similar to the Lauren, but weren't that exact renowned shape, slightly different. And I ended up finding this. This is a discontinued hobo shape. Like I bought it secondhand. I can't remember what it's called, but I'll definitely be able to link it down below. Maybe it's called the Maxine. I think it may be called the Maxine. Yes, I think it is. I'm pretty sure it is called, or it was called the Maxine when it was in production. And this is the tiger python print that I found a Lauren wallet in that I really, really liked, but I didn't want to spend the amount. And I think also that one might not have been in very good condition. And so I found it in the Maxine wallet, and because it's not that legendary shape that everyone wants, it was much, much less expensive. This is being resold in a Poshmark shop, someone who I think sells vintage things on Poshmark, and it was $34. And I had been this close to buying the gold one for $90, so I felt like it was the right choice. And I've been really loving it. It has this magnetized opening, so it has a pouch right here. And what I really love about this pouch, there's nothing in it right now because I keep my phone in here. I've taken my phone out of its case and I'm able to use it. I'm able to use this wallet to carry my phone around as well, and I much prefer that. I like having the phone naked, but I like having sort of a cushioned place to store it when I'm throwing it in my bag and such. So this to me is a little phone pouch. It has a little slot right here that you can stick things in. Actually, look, I stored my Ana Luisa earrings in there. They were like stuck in there for safekeeping one day when I was taking them off on my way home from work. So there's that convenient little pouch right there. And then this side, a flap opens with a snap. And that's where my ID and my like credit cards and everything are. You can also keep cash in this little pocket inside. There are some pockets in there if you want. You can fit quite a lot in here, and you can easily put like a lipstick or a lip gloss in. Obviously it's beautiful enough to work as a clutch too. And I frequently do take it out in hand like this when we're going grocery shopping or just out to a bar or something like that. So I am so happy to have a nice wallet, again, one that I chose, one that I love, one that vibes with my personal style, and that's highly functional, much more functional than the phone case and the little pouches that I've been using since my wallet was stolen. And I just feel this sense of completion. I've come full circle with my wallet drama during the no-buy and budget years. So I purchased this towards the beginning of the month, and the other thing that I bought at the beginning of the month was the set of fake nails that I talked about in my favorites video. So I talked about them quite at length in that video. I'm not going to review them right now or talk about them at length again because really, I really did the most in that video. What I'll do is link the video right now so you can click through to it easily if you're curious and if you didn't happen to catch it before. But it was a set of Kiss nails from the drugstore. They were glue-on. They cost $7.99, and I was very glad to have them. I was glad to be able to cover up my fading manicure at the time. They lasted really well, but I will probably, as I said in that video, never do that again. And then the third thing that I purchased last month, I don't have yet because it's taking a long time to make. So after my disastrous experience trying to order a handmade linen dress from Etsy and then finding out that it was actually a dress being resold from an AliExpress seller, which I talked all about in my video about corporate ethics that went up 2 videos ago, so it would have gone up on Sunday. I mean, I didn't only buy this pair of linen pants from Etsy that I'm about to tell you about in order to have retribution for that bad experience, but I kind of did sort of want to do it right, buying from a small independent designer who makes clothes by hand from Etsy. But also, I really wanted a pair of very high-waisted, swoopy linen pants. Like I really just wanted the perfect pants. And I am very long-waisted. I have really big hips compared to the size of my waist, and I have long legs, and it just is extremely hard for me to find high-waisted pants, which are the only ones that really work for me, that are truly editorially high-waisted and dramatic. And so in my explorations of Etsy, the idea of custom pants or of working with a brand that was able to make a pair to my specifications became very attractive. And it is this quality over quantity thing. I was like, I would so much rather drop almost $100, which is what I did. These pants cost $87.25. I would so much rather spend that on a pair of pants pretty much custom made for me by a seller who is working specifically in linen, and linen is like their trade. I would so much rather do that, buy these pants directly, than like drive all over LA to all the malls, trying on clothes in Zara and H&M and ending up spending less money but way more time on a pair of pants that's possibly made in a sweatshop, not quite as ideal for me, and also maybe never finding them, in which case I would have wasted all of that time. So I decided to do it. The brand is called Linen Fox, and they have an Etsy shop. It's, I believe, based in Lithuania. The subscriber who communicated with me on Instagram to suggest Linen Fox after I had actually already bought the pants. It was so crazy. I had, of all of the shops, like of all of the shops in the world, of all of the Etsy shops, I had found this one. I had custom ordered these pants, and then I got a DM from one of you saying, have you ever heard of Linen Fox? I think you might like them. And you, lovely subscriber, said that they're local to you. So you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe Linen Fox is based in Lithuania. I think that that's where they are. And it is 100% above board, totally independent. Everything absolutely is handmade there, very ethical. I double, triple checked. There's nothing like the situation that happened with the dress where it's just being resold. They're absolutely making them in-house, and everybody is very well paid, well taken care of. I mean, it is the real deal. It's like an independent linen clothing workshop, and they also make bedding and stuff like that. So they're still making them. I purchased them at the beginning of the month, and it says right there on the website that their production time is currently about 6 weeks. So they haven't even started making them yet because they make them one at a time. And I knew that when I purchased them. I knew that I was buying something that probably wouldn't arrive to me for a couple of months. So I'll let you know what they're like when they get here, and I'll leave the listing down below in case you're curious about the pants that I purchased. I purchased them in black, and I asked for them to be extra long, because I want them to go all the way to my feet rather than being the capri length that they mostly showcase on the website. So it's exciting. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens when they arrive. I did spend a huge chunk of my budget on ordering those pants in May, $87.25. And then the fourth thing, and I thought that this was going to be the last thing. When I purchased these earrings, I was like, this is it. It's just gonna be these 4 little things: the nails, the pants, the wallet, the earrings, and that's it. And I'll save the rest of my budget. Like, I was really confident at the beginning of the month. I was like, this is it. This neat little haul is all I'm gonna buy. And then I a little bit went off the rails, and I also had some necessities later in the month, things that I had to buy. These earrings were a total, not an impulse buy because I did think about it for a couple of days, but it was an Instagram ad that 100% got me. You can see that it's flat. It looks very dimensional. They look very dimensional from the front, but they are very flat and very lightweight. I'm actually going to put them on right now while I'm talking so you can see how they look, and I think that they will go well with this whole thing that I've got going on. They are wood, they're wooden, so they're made of really lightweight wood, and then they have an acrylic, I think, not acrylic, what's it called? Lucite? I think it's a lucite and gold mirrored overlay, and they're they are so stunning. I think they might be my favorite thing that I've purchased with my budget at all this year. And they're also, I said this in the Get Ready With Me where I wore them, they're also the most indulgent thing that I've purchased with my budget this year, because I so don't need them. Like, I kind of do need another pair of summer pants, and I mean, I didn't need the nails, but you know what I mean? I got them kind of out of necessity because I really wanted my nails to look good. The wallet, it was sort of something that I felt like was missing from just my functionality. And these, it's just adornment. It's just extra adornment because I already have plenty of beautiful earrings. But I saw them and I just couldn't stand it. I was like, these are me. It's like someone took my soul out of my body and split it into two and sculpted half of my soul into a little pear earring and the other half of my soul into the matching other pear earring. Not only that, but they're made by a little artisan workshop in London. It's a UK-based brand. It's independently owned, it's women-owned, and it's all very fair and above board and craftspeople made. It's definitely not something that's being mass manufactured, anywhere. It's like made to order in this little shop in London. So really, really something that I feel good about supporting. With shipping, I believe they ended up costing $56. And to me, that's not cheap. I mean, that's a quarter of my budget for a pair of earrings. And I was more than happy to spend it because at the time I felt like I felt flush, you know what I mean? I was going into the month with $260 and I had fallen so in love with them. And I do feel like they look way more expensive than that. I think that, especially when you're just looking at them, when you feel that they're wooden and you can kind of feel how cleverly made they are, you can understand how they're able to keep the prices at what they are. But the way that they look and what they add to an outfit, to me, it's like 3 times more expensive looking than how much they actually ended up costing. So I am still, my heart double beats for these earrings, even after probably a full month. I really, really feel like this was an excellent choice. I'm so glad that I bought them. And I love that I don't feel a shred of compunction about spending my budget on something so frivolous. And it's because I budgeted for it. I have set up my life so that I have a budget to buy something for the simple reason that it took my fancy. And that's what happened here. These earrings, I didn't search for them. I wasn't needing earrings, not like with the wallet where it was like this long search and I was comparing, contrasting, and deciding if it was worth it and all of this stuff. It wasn't like that. They just simply took my fancy, took it right away. And because I budgeted for things taking my fancy, I was able to buy them and feel just joy about it and nothing sort of yucky and complicated underneath that. So now I get into the more utilitarian things along with my glitter bomb of spending that happened when I went to RuPaul's Drag Con. I'll tell you about the 2 utilitarian things first. One was this micellar water, which I have already talked about in my empties video. I bought this at my local CVS. It's the Yes to Coconuts Hydrate and Restore micellar water. And I was saying that I purchased it because of the pump. And I wasn't able to buy the Marcel micellar water online that I previously had with the pump, and I was like, all I wanted was the pump. And 1 million of you in the comments were like, why didn't you just buy a bottle of Bioderma and empty it into the pump container that you already had? And the reason that I didn't do that is that it's just kind of gross, that pump container, and it doesn't work that great anymore. And yes, I could wash it meticulously. I could try to wash it in the dishwasher and all that stuff, but it just doesn't feel, it's not meant to be reused. And I'm kind of hard on my things. I'm always like banging that pump down. It might have survived for another cycle, like if I had refilled it all the way up with a whole bottle of Bioderma, it might have survived for another cycle without breaking or without getting so gunked up that I really didn't feel like it was sanitary to put on my face anymore, but it might not have. And I would have hated to buy like a full bottle of Bioderma, empty it into that pump, and then a couple of weeks later have it break or give out or just get so gross. And then I would have this pump bottle full of micellar water that I don't have a way to like use it. Like I just didn't want to mess with that. I didn't want to mess with like trying to make that bottle do a thing that it wasn't really meant for, which is like reusing it over and over again. It did make me think, though, reading all of those comments, that it might be a good strategy to actually purchase a pump bottle that is designed for multiple use. So one that's made out of glass, one that's really sturdy, one that I can put through the dishwasher and sanitize over and over. And then I can just purchase micellar water in regular bottles and dump into that. That's something that I think would be really smart and eco-friendly, and I would consider doing that. But I wouldn't have wanted to force repurpose the Marcel one. It just wasn't in that great of shape. So I ended up buying this one, and it cost $9. The other utilitarian thing, I had to buy socks because I started working out so much, and I begrudged Costco so much, the $11 that I spent there on socks, because I just didn't want to have to buy socks. When I cleaned out my closet last, I was not working out as much as I am now. I wasn't as active, and I didn't really anticipate becoming so active that I would need really so many socks. And I ended up decluttering almost all of my workout socks. I think I kept maybe 2 or 3 pairs, because I was just like, when am I ever going to need like 5 pairs of socks 5 days in a row? I'll always just be able to do laundry and blah, blah, blah. Because at the time, most of the ways that I would work out didn't require socks, because I would do resistance band exercises in my house in my bare feet, or I would go to yoga and be in my bare feet. I just didn't foresee that I would be suddenly deciding to like go to the gym 5 days a week and need socks all of those days. But that is what happened. That is what I'm doing now. I needed more socks. I was like running out of workout socks on Tuesday and having to either wear dirty socks or wash the socks all the time. I just really needed them. So I bought a pack of Puma socks at Costco for $11. I have one here. They're just, padded, nice workout socks, totally utilitarian, and I really needed them. Exactly the kind of thing that I have to spend some of my budget on, because they're not tools for work. It's an article of clothing that I needed to replenish in my wardrobe, and my budget has to cover that stuff. My budget isn't only for treats. I'm allowed to spend leftover money that I have once I've purchased my necessities on treats, if I have it. So I've gotten really used to spending my budget on treats, because I'm 34 years old, and in many areas of life, I have what I need. So I've started to think of my budget as like this big juicy thing that I get to use on whatever treats I want, whatever treats take my fancy. But in fact, I have to make sure that I have enough room in my budget for things like socks, things as mundane as socks. And that's it, except for the glitters and the print of RuPaul that I purchased. And I'm actually not even going to talk about any of them right now, because I talked at such length about those glitters and I swatched them all in my DragCon haul video. But I will say that I spent $40 at Lemonhead LA, $17 at Slayfire, and $10 on the RuPaul print. So I ended up spending a good chunk of that last $100 of my budget at RuPaul's DragCon pretty much on glitter. So I'll link that right now, and I don't know if you can timestamp links, but I'll link it right now. And I talked about the glitter actually pretty much right at the beginning. So I talked about Rich Lux for the first 5 minutes or so, and then I started talking about the glitter right away. So if that's what you're curious about, all of the info about the glitters that I purchased and all of the swatches are in that video. And then the last thing that happened with my budget in the month of May is that I returned that Bobbi Brown liquid lipstick that I talked about. I mean, it's not liquid lipstick, it's a liquefied lipstick. The Bobbi Brown, what is it called? Crushed lipstick liquid in the color Haute Cocoa, that I had so strongly regretted purchasing. It's the only thing that I've done that with. It's the only time I've sort of bought something in good faith and then returned it. and refunded my budget. I haven't done that this year, and I hope that I won't do it anymore. I really don't want to make a habit out of that. I very much don't want to fall back into my old routine of constantly buying stuff just to try it and then returning it, because returning it once like the rush of having a new thing is over. I don't want to live that way anymore, so I'm not making a habit out of this. But in this situation, for a number of reasons, which I enumerated, I think it might have been in my other video about the things that I purchased. It might have been this video last month. I decided not to keep it. So I returned it and I got $28.47 back into my budget. But even with that, even with the refund and even with adding $28.47 back into my budget, I still ended up with only $15.82 because I started with $260. I spent $274. But it was cushioned because of the refund. So I spent $274, I had the $28 refund, and that left me with $15.82. So that's a lot of money. And that's the second month in a row that I kind of spent a lot because I had leftover. So I was pretty frugal during the first couple of months, and then I ended up having padded out my budget. And then I like spent a bunch of it, and then spent a bunch of it again. And then going into this month, I really pretty much just had the $200, $215, but pretty much just had the $200. So I'm kind of back to the drawing board in terms of my budget. I'm kind of back to really dealing with the exact budget that I set for myself, which is the $200 a month. I definitely purchased more things than I meant to. I really enjoyed the feeling the previous month, which was April, of buying fewer, nicer things. It was like 2 nice tops, 2 big plants, the 1 concealer that I needed. You know, I mean, I felt like in April, it was a smaller group of really, really nice, weighty things. And I started out that way this month with the linen pants, the hobo wallet, the pair of earrings, and then I was like, and a bunch of glitter, and I have to get these socks, and I have to get this micellar water, and it kind of ended up sprawling out towards the end of the month. But I still haven't gone over my budget, and I am really grateful to myself, I guess, to have put these rules in place, to be keeping myself in check so that I know that I can afford a few nice things, just no more than this, no more than that. And that means that I have the freedom to really love buying the things that I'm buying and not to be super worried about what that is going to do to my finances. So it's lovely. It's a lovely little group of things, and I hope that you guys enjoyed hearing about it. Thank you so much for watching this video, and don't forget, you guys, to take extra good care of yourself so that you can be the most effective version of yourself as you do your work in the world.